Hi. So today I'm going to talk about marketing strategies to 10x your sales. There are a lot of marketing strategies for books out there, and I'm sure if you Google it, you'll just find hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. But there are a few that actually really work. And I want to share with you some strategies that if you use them and really just keep them in the back of your mind, you will see an increase in sales. So think about your marketing before you publish, or even before you create or even settle on what your book is going to be about. Okay. Now that sounds very unusual. Most people do the marketing after they publish their book, but I want you to be thinking about this before you publish and before you create. And if you can learn this strategy, you will probably be thinking and using it for the next book and the next book and the next book. Now, maybe say you're part of the group that you've already created a bunch of books, and maybe you already have like a brand of some sort, or you have a lot of books or several books that are already published in a particular niche. So you're not going to try different niches, but you could still do this. So, and of course, this would be, I guess, more applicable if you don't have any books published or you're trying a new niche. But even if you do have a niche that you're already settled in, you can still do this by thinking of a new angle or a new target audience. Now, I'm going to get into this. So, whatever this new aspect of your book is, that is what you're going to be focusing on. Maybe, let's say, for example, let's use an example. Maybe you have a book about for people with ADHD, talking about a certain issue or aspect about ADHD, like maybe like organizing their life or something. So maybe that's your niche. You already created a bunch of books about ADHD. So how do you plan marketing before creating your next book? Well, say that you are obviously in this like high demand and highly profitable niche. What you can do is think, okay, so if I were to market a book about ADHD, what is an aspect of it that can be marketed? Like just doing some research, ADHD and creativity, or ADHD and relationships, or ADHD and nutrition. So those are very different topics, even though they're all ADHD, but they're still very general. But your marketing would actually start by first researching to see what are people struggling with or what are people searching for. And then once you settle on something, say you found out that people are dealing with ADHD and relationships, and you did your research, you're going to ask, where do these people with this particular issue, where do they hang out? Where can I reach them? How can I reach them? Are they in Facebook groups? Do they hang out somewhere else? So if you can identify them, so you identify who this target group is, and you know where they are, and you know how you can reach them, and you actually have something for them, you can even offer it to them. That is the first part of this marketing strategy. You already know how you're going to market to that particular audience that you haven't written a book for yet. So that's going to make your marketing so much easier. You know that if you created this book, say, okay, say ADHD for creativity, you know exactly how to expose your book, or say you have a sample of a book bonus gift or something you can offer. You know where to offer, you know that exact audience, and you have access to them. That's what we're talking about. That's how you're going to make your marketing easier. Of course, knowing and understanding that audience also, this is on the flip side, will help you create a book for them before you even create the book. It will help you with the book cover because you're going to be already engaging with them. It'll help you with every part of the creation of the book before you create the book. So that's another benefit. That's obviously not, it is kind of the marketing, but it is a benefit definitely of doing that first because you're understanding that audience really well. The next aspect is also related to marketing before you publish, not before creating the book. You already have your book, you know what it's about. You could kind of be done creating it, not necessarily done, but definitely before you publish. That's the second strategy. Now you have your book, it's in creation mode or being created. You know what you're creating. It's not just knowing about your target audience, it's now getting them excited and all hyped up before you release the book. They know you're going to release the book, but now you're getting excited before it's released. So, how do you get those potential readers or customers excited? Well, first, you need to get to them. So you need to have an audience, okay? You need to be able to write to them or engage with them. The number one best way to have an audience you can engage with is an email list. And I know that sounds kind of intimidating for a lot of people who have never done this before, but that is the best way because it will be completely under your control. It's different from social media. I mean, social media is good and you have to have a social media following. Usually, your social media following is going to help you build your list, but you don't have that much control over the social media. So I'm saying that both work, but posting on social media, it doesn't always guarantee that they will see your post. But sending an email to someone who has signed up to your email list will for sure receive it. And they will hopefully or most likely open your email that you sent and they read it. So your email responder also will not shut down. You're paying to have usually, I mean, of course you can start for free, but usually this is like you're a customer or a client for that email responder. So they are not going to shut you down. And that is not going to always be the case with, say, a social media account, which could shut down at any moment without anyone being at fault. Another important benefit of having an email list is as you promote or show your books to them and they buy you, they're your customers, you have their info. So that is one thing you will never have, especially with Amazon, because Amazon never shares their customer or customers' info with you, and you never know anything about the people that are actually buying your books on Amazon. They're always going to be Amazon's customers. So when you have a list, you can keep targeting them, you can keep engaging with them. So create an account on the platform that you have seen to be where your audience is hanging out. And of course, this will vary depending on the demographics of your audience, your niche. Then you need to use an autoresponder, an email autoresponder, or email service provider, whatever you want to call it. Something like Weber and MailChimp, MailerLite, so you got to find out what works best for you. Most of them, they do let you use them for free with some limitations, limited number of emails, that kind of thing. So you don't have to start paying until you start growing your email list. And I also don't want you to worry because you're not in it for life. So what if you do join an autoresponder and you don't like them? You can always switch to a different one. It's not that hard to it's not hard at all to switch. I've actually switched from MailChimp to MailerLite after using MailChimp for many, many years. And I found that like I was paying way too much for no reason. Like I didn't use any benefits that were needed at all. Of course, now I'm just telling you I like MailerLite, but do your research. So now you have an autoresponder set up. Okay, so you have your autoresponder set up. You want to get people on your list. So you are going to have to set up some kind of a freebie or a lead magnet, like a free chapter, a free bonus book, whatever your genre is interested in. And this is where you can get creative. When people start joining your list, you can really do so much. You can do, for example, a cover reveal, which is a great idea to also get that cover ingrained in their mind. You can do a pre-order offer with some benefits. So, for example, say if you pre-order as opposed to actually buying the book, after it comes out, you're going to get all of these free stuff. You could say you could keep talking about different aspects of your book if you want to do that before it's released. That builds excitement, that builds like a hype. If you don't do a pre-order, you can still offer a benefit for being, one of the first people to order the book. Say if you order the book within the first week or say the first month, you'll be part of, my VIP group, or you'll get these benefits, or you'll get these freebies. I'll send this, PDF to you. So there's all these things you could do and you can get really creative. Now, the next and the last marketing strategy that I want to share. Like I said, I'm going to keep this really short and simple and straight to the point. So you're doing the most important and critical things for your marketing. The last one also has to do with before you really published your book as well. So the last one is using the top 3 critical aspects of your book. And really, like, there are hundreds of different marketing activities that you can do, like, for example, blogging, podcasts, advertising, social media posts, sending people copies to review the book, and the list goes on. There are so many strategies. And I've done pretty much all of them. I've done a lot of them. But when it comes down to what the most important, critical part of marketing activity that you can do for your book, it is these three things. It is number one, your title, number two, your cover, and number three, your book blurb, or in some cases the description, or in some cases like what I've talked about before is your A plus content. So it's pretty much anything that describes the book or shows off the book or shows off the interior of the book. Also, if you realize this, these are actually the three aspects of part of your customer's journey. So first, your customer sees or reads the title, and there's either going to be a disconnect or there's going to be a connection with what they are looking for. Is the title relevant to what they are looking for, to what they want, or is it relevant to the problem that they're trying to solve? The second thing they're going to look at is the cover. Does the cover draw them? Are they drawn to the book when they look at the cover? Does the cover cause them to click on the book? And then, of course, the third part is the description or the blurb. And that's pretty much like the final decision that has to convince them that what is in the book is what's promised by the title. Of course, the cover is really what's going to draw them, because you can have a great title and a horrible cover and just miss out on that. And if you can have a great cover, but if the title is confusing, also that won't work either. So your title and the cover are really actually the top two. But once they get past that stage, they're going to want to find out a little bit more about the book, the inside. Is it what it promises to be? And that's their journey. So if these things are not done correctly, if these three aspects are not done correctly, then no amount of ad spend or marketing is going to make up for a bad title or a bad cover, especially bad cover or a title that's confusing. So here's my advice. If you have a limited budget, I would put money into creating an amazing cover. The title, you should be doing research and really deciding on that. But you should put money into an amazing cover rather than putting it into advertising spend, because you can have a great cover in a niche. If it's a good niche and a profitable niche, obviously, that will get sales rather than putting that book with a bad cover or maybe even a so-and-so cover, and then you run ads to it or run traffic to it, and then nobody buys. So that's a waste of your money. But if you have a great cover and then there's no money left to spend on advertising, there are ways that you could at least drive traffic. There are free methods for driving traffic. For example, your email list. That would be, one way. But of course, if you can't send traffic by ads, you'll be sending traffic by posting on social media and doing, the work yourself. So those are the three different strategies, and they all involve really before you publish your book. So first, you want to study and research the type of audience that you could access and market to. So that would help you to find and create the book that you want to create, because it's going to be easy to market to them. And then the second one is that you're going to be marketing to that audience that you found before the book is released by getting them all hyped up and excited about it. And the third thing is focusing on the three top aspects, which is your title and your cover and your description or blurb. So all of these things entail really before you publish and release your book. Now, if you want to know more about how you can increase your book sales or start creating, if you haven't started publishing any books, but you really want some direction in, where to start, how to start, and or if you're whatever stage you're in and you need a little bit of an input or an audit on what you need to do next, I am more than happy to talk to you. So I have a link in the description where you can book a strategy call with me, and I will see you in the next video.
Hi. So, on a quick side note, if you are interested in really taking this self-publishing thing, say more seriously, or you really want to make some passive income, or say you've already tried or you've started creating some books and you started publishing, but you're not seeing the results that you want or the results that you had hoped for, then now is your chance to book a call with me. It's a free call, 100% free in 30 minutes. These 30 minutes to is for me to see if I can help you. I want to see what your struggles are, what your roadblocks are, if you have roadblocks, and how we can overcome them. So this is a free 30-minute call. And if you really want to publish books and create income that can really change your life and really impact your life, then I will leave a link in the description below to book and schedule a call with me. And I will see you on the other side.